Alright, the next story quest is Village of the Hunt, level 94, given to us by Wook Lamont. Currently doing a pretty good job of keeping, aside from my Dragoon, I think was too low of a level at the end of the story quest yesterday to actually be able to turn it in. But I did one story mode, what are they called? Story dungeons? What are they called? One main scenario. The queue wasn't even that long. Did a main scenario. It was just us versus Ultimate Weapon. I think that's the... Anyway. And it, popped me up. You know, it used food, obviously. It popped me up more than enough. I'm going to continue on Dragoon because that does happen to be the DPS with the slightly higher current experience points, so it should also be the one that will level up first. Unless I do some dungeons as a Red Mage or whatever. But anyway, none of that matters. Village of the Hunt, level 94, given to us by Wook Lamont. We are in the new zone for us, Yaktel, in Ikbrax. I'll do my best to pronounce these things. It's not going to be perfect. Don't worry about it. Ready to head on in. Ready to head on in. Ready to head on in. Cutscene. As we are heading in somewhere. Yeah. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. Is that who I think it is? It's a lion man, but it's not the one that we knew. Yeah. The third promise and her retinue, I presume, says the lion man in red robes. Tunic robe thing. You presume right. I am the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. He smiles as he says and walks away to show us the way. Everyone? And who might that be? Says Krile. There's but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him. Quest accepted to follow the Lion Man. And grab this Aetheryte first. Chocobo, or Alpaca Keep. I'm glad they chose alpacas because it rolls off the tongue really fun. Oh, the cutscene continues. Cyrilja, Saralja, looks like Bakulja, Koana.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
Why is Cyrilja talking like that? Is he just being...
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
Yeah.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As a Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people.
Hunmuruk. That's H-U Nancy Mary U space R-R-U-K. And he said it's Brox Rocks, I think. That's X Bravo R apostrophe A-A-X space R-A-X.
As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival.
Weird. A weird way to write this story because... Wait, were we all supposed to be following the exact... Oh, we were. Okay, yeah, so... Gosh, but what if somebody was just super duper behind? They would wait forever? That's weird.
Third promise. If you would please join us.
Thancred waves hi to us. the 4 contestants are lined up.
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
Ooh, that's not gonna go well for Bakul.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
It's gonna be us, isn't it?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner.
Ooh, that's a tough one. They can't possibly... Interesting plot twist.
Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
So, okay, is it just the winning... did he say just the winning team gets the little cubes, or... you have to complete it to get the cubes, so if you don't...
12 forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red. Blue. On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Oh gosh, well, that means we cannot be with Bakul, so...
Red. Which means...
Together again, as fate would have it.
Kuwana, team up.
victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-head.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
Gibral is how that's pronounced, the XBR apostrophe AAL, Gibral. Zibruk Pibil. That's XI Bravo R UQ space Paul I Bravo I L. We have to cook. Everyone is taken aback.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Nah, they're just hungry. Plot twist.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
Well, you almost had it. The past is very important. Bakul is throwing a mini.
The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques.
Okay, so it is the victor that gets the cubes. Wow.
Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster.
Here's the problem with group assignments. A, it sucks coordinating. Like, I went to college, I went to high school. It sucks coordinating with a bunch of people who you don't know how much they are actually going to contribute, and your grade is dependent on their contribution. Unless, of course, you take on way more of the work than you really should be, and then they get a good grade, unless the teacher's doing it correctly, where, you know, maybe make it anonymous, or have anonymous have one-on-one, actually, you don't have to have one-on-one teacher-student interviews to talk about it. You can just pass out anonymous surveys to say, these are the names of the people in your group. Do not tell me which one you are. Or maybe you would have to tell them which one you are, because everybody would want to give themselves 100%. Yeah, you'd have to put your name on it, but so it wouldn't be anonymous in that way, but the rest of the students in your group wouldn't know what you voted them, like how you rated their participation. So that's if a teacher's doing it correctly. That way you can still get a good grade if you are one of the good members of the group, and you can rightfully contribute to the bad grade of anybody that just doesn't participate. Although, again, that could also be abused if you just didn't like somebody in the group. That'd be kind of effed up. But hopefully enough people in the group would counteract that. And yeah, anyway. But in this case, whoever gets compared with Bakul just seems to get screwed over, you know?
Let the feat of repast begin.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
What's it like, I wonder? Bakul and his cohort are leaving shortly after Zeral and Surreal leaves my group and Kawana's group. Cutscene over now. We talk to Kawana to continue. New cutscene. Not voice acted, yeah. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong, and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Kawana looks to our group. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Wook puffs her chest out. Heh, of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely, says Kawana, giving it a thought. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Says Aaronville. Our competition is a team of 6, the 2 claimants, Sariel Jah and Bakul Jaja's lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9, that's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the tasks suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients, says Alphino. Too easy, says Wook. Well, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided, says Kryle. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Shibruk Bibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about, says Kawana. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Xbrawl people. I'm not going to pronounce that right ever. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. He's taking the lead. Seems fine with everybody. Nods all around. We make our way into the village to talk to people. I think, probably, mostly. Search for clues more broadly. We come upon a building. Apparently the weather here is like almost always good because it's just open. There's no like there are like support beams, but there's no walls, no windows. I did not get the etherite like I said I was going to immediately, or the. Alright, that's because I had a freaking cutscene, right? We have a Hubigo Guardian. Hubigo are the one-headed Mamulja, or maybe this Mamulja in general. We ought to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. Always one of, Bakul's? You're the fool if you think we won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could a second time be? They notice me. What are you looking at, salt liquor? Mind your own business. And they go at a little bit of a jog. A brisk walk away. We see Alice and Kryle canvassing. We see a little bit of a wrestling match with a few onlookers cheering. Fastidious fellow, a lion person, I think. Yeah. An oldish lion man. The recipe for Zebruk Pibil. I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunmulchluk himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibruk to be had at market. Wink. Okay, so we have to find some Ibruk, whatever that is, at a market. Or, farm it, or catch it ourselves, maybe. We'll see. We have some colorful spices here. We interact with it. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. And a light-hearted lady nearby. That one's called akiote. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. So, the spices are mostly for color for this cuisine I am probably going to be making. I had a little bit of that happening in Thailand when we took the cooking courses. Not everything that we put into the dishes was actually meant to add flavor. Some of it was just meant to add color and make the dish look cooler. We have a bright banana peel. It's like glowing. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Cook nearby. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped my Jatilka banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. There's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. If you notice my emphasis on certain words, is because they were italicized. Italic? Italicized? Where's the oh, there's no Chikopo or Alpakaki. Yeah. We see Thancred and Aaronville talking. Aaronville said as I was passing by, come with me for a moment. But we get to head back to our destination under the big hut where the competition should take place. And wait. cutscene? Voice acted? Probably not. Sorry, I'm back, says Book. What did we discover about Zebruk Pibil, says Koana. True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us, directly, says Alphina. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish. An observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Zebruk Pibil, says Cryo. But more in particular she attributed to all common Jubral dishes, Akiote she called it. I see, then if Zebruk Pibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphino claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient, says Koana. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook bearing bundles wrapped in a leaf of najul, or banana in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace, says J. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? Says Wu. We're all kind of thinking. My options are Ibruk, without a doubt, or a sizzling slab of beef. It smelled so good I could practically taste it, or the squeaky flesh of a bipedal fish. Ibruk, without a doubt. As would be expected of a dish called Zebruk Pibil. It does have the word Ibruk in the X, the Zebruk. Yeah, iguana. Anyway. Indeed. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that includes akiote, and steamed underground within najul, or banana, leaves, he says. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients, says Alpha. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forest while you were all exploring the village. So that's why Erinville asked him to come with him. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Leave it to a master gleaner, says Wood. He gives a little smile and a shrug. Praise, not whatever. He doesn't know how to handle it. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen, says Koana. I can help prepare the kitchen, says Cryo. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering, says Alphino. I too should be glad to volunteer mine aid, says Orianjay. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself, says Thancred. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform their requisite deed. Alice, says Erinville. She nods. As for the najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much of my own, says Koana. Be warned, you won't find najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika heartland, forest far below these, says Erinville. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first, says Koana. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Lamati, Mercy, if you would accompany me on my errand, says Koana. We will. No better way to whet my appetite, says Wook. Good, let's be about our tasks then, says Koana. I lost his accent a little bit. Again, not that I had it, but I was doing okay with it. We talked to Wook to finish the quest. Come on, let's go and get those najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Village of the Hunt is complete. No extra little cutscenes. This video is complete. I will see you soon for the next one. Bye-bye.